In this video, I just want to quickly show you how to transfer objects. Now, if you're a 90s kid, this will feel right at home. Other people will be wondering, shaking their head a little bit because it is quite an archaic method, but I find it works way faster than anything else I've tried. I don't want to import objects one by one, going online, going to an asset library, scrolling through all the pictures, thinking, oh, I want that one, downloading it, getting it from your downloads folder, finally getting it into your drawing. Like, it's just wicked slow. So I think this method is going to be way quicker and way easier. And yeah, it's how I organize my drawings, basically, to take advantage of it. And all it is just copy paste. I'm going to do Control C. I'm going to go to this drawing and Control V. Now I've just cheated and made it look easier than it really is because both these drawings share the same base point. So I'll just make a 36-inch high box. I'll just measure that, make sure my Z is 0. So in reality, what's going to happen is when you copy something, it's going to go to the same coordinates in the other drawing, hence why that ended up there. But normally if you're copying something, like let's say you're working on a real project and your kitchen's way over here, relative to that, this will appear way over there, right? But when you paste something into the drawing, it is selected, so you can just move it. Just don't hit escape or anything first, right? Or you'll lose track of the object, especially in a bigger drawing. So that's kind of one pitfall with this method, but otherwise it's pretty straightforward and easy. Let's pull this guy out of here. I'll just copy him. With this, it's not a block, so I do have to set the gumball by double clicking. You double click in Rhino 8. In Rhino 7, I forget, I think it was different. I think you'd actually hit Alt or something. I don't know. Yeah, so now I have that guy at the base point. So I'm going to copy, go back into this drawing, and now I'll paste. So this is closer to what you'd actually be dealing with. And then if you have it at the elevation you want, you can use this grip, which constrains it to that elevation, and this should appear on my counter. So yeah, if I just copy and paste between two drawings that share the exact same coordinates, that's kind of cheating. So I have moved these shelves just a little bit. So let's copy this, Control C. As you can see here, right? Now these are all blocks, of course, but since they're a group, the gumball wants to do its own thing there. So I'll carefully select the very bottom of these glasses. So I was kind of torn. I wanted to model the bottoms of glasses realistically and put like a concave, but then it makes it harder to set that gumball. So some glasses have the flat bottom, some don't. So that was easy enough. I just had to move that a little bit. Let's do something more like we would if we started from scratch, right? So I'll select this guy, I'll copy it over here. Zoom to selection. I click this, then hit Shift and Alt just to disable both my object snaps and the polar tracking. And let's set my gumball. I have a hotkey for this. We'll set it to object because I got that at the center, right? So I'll just start copying this like there. I'll rotate them after. Actually, I want to do more. Let's do... So in addition to that, if I go here, let's do... That might be quicker. Okay, so now we have the option. We can select all of these. Might be easier if we group them right now. I haven't tried this yet, but I'm going to set the gumball right there, and I'll see if it maintains that gumball position. I don't think it will, but I'll give her a try. Do Control C. Yeah, it didn't, but that won't be much of a problem. So if these, will also have to scale them, but I'll get it into, actually select the little white dot at the center of the gumball, get it close to where we need it. Now I'll double click to set the elevation. So I think if I was smart, I would have made the bottoms of these plates flat because they're not going to be clear. So the only slight advantage to your rendering scene, if you have those, the shape of the bottom of the glass, it'll look more realistic. So do Shift Select, just because you get just a little bit more light bounces. Okay, we'll make it about that big, but I want to delete those two block instances from this group because these are just too big to fit here. Shrink it a little bit. Actually, I screwed up there. You got to make sure if you shrink these, so when you're dealing with groups, every time you select it, the gumball will reset. But once you have it at the elevation you need, it's very easy just to grab like the corner of the counter like that, right? So now I'll do this Shift Select. Shrink that down just a little bit. Oops, accidentally copied it, but whatever. Just delete that extra one. And I got to rotate this just a little bit. And unfortunately, we've got to scale it just a little more, but that's not a problem. Just like that. Yeah, so the counter's too small for what I'm putting here, but whatever, we're just doing a little demo here. And yeah, I keep accidentally hitting Alt before I select this. So if I hit Alt before and then select it, I get that, right? So that's kind of a bad habit I'm trying to get myself out of. We can still do Control Shift Select, sub-object selection, and move stuff around in the group. And another thing you can do is just ungroup it. Then do your adjustments. And just regroup it after. So grouping, in Rhino I almost use grouping as like saving a selection set practically, right? Okay, so I'll jump back into this file. I think as far as moving stuff around, I think we're pretty much covered. But if you do have any additional questions on how to get the most out of this, definitely do ask. And when I do make this available, feel free to give feedback, stuff that'll save you time, stuff you'd like better, stuff you'd rather see, rather not see. Be very much appreciated. And same goes for sitting through this video. Anyways, thanks very much, and I hope to see you again soon.